Good morning, everybody. Cheryl Echevarria, Echevarria Travel. I am the travel agent of our chapter, and I've been a trusted travel agent since 2008, and we specialize in working with clients that have special requirements. This week, I am looking for referrals for those that have religious dietary needs when they travel, and I'm specifically looking for this, to meet with Keith Durfchak. He is the CEO of the Jewish Community Center of Orlando. I'm also Jewish. I know a lot that goes into being kosher, or somebody that doesn't eat pork, or somebody doesn't eat seafood. It's very important when you travel that you can eat. So Cheryl Echevarria, Echevarria Travel. Thank you. Good job. I'm ready.
All right. Everyone, I'd like to introduce Cheryl Echevarria with Echevarria Travel. Cheryl is our travel agent. She has 9 years experience in the business. Her previous line of business, she was actually a medical biller with over 20 plus years of experience in sales and administrative customer service. Family-wise, she is married to Nelson, husband of 26 years. She has a 28-year-old daughter, Dina, 3 stepchildren, all grown, living in various areas of the United States, 8 grandchildren, 2 of them military, and 1 great-granddaughter. She has her pet is Max, her 12-year-old black lab. She enjoys cooking, reading, theater, baseball, football, fishing, and she is a big foodie. She's been a Kissimmee resident for 1 year, and her burning desire is to visit all countries on her bucket list from Spain to Japan. Something that you don't know about Cheryl, she has been honored by 2 governors in the state of New York, former Governor David Patterson and current Governor Andrew Cuomo, for her work advocating for the blind for accessible travel. Her key to success is being honest and upfront with you and your clients about the destinations they are looking to visit and the experience. She is not an online booking agent. She treats her clients with respect and dignity. Ladies and gentlemen, Cheryl Echevarria.
Thank you very much, Howard. And he says our name so nicely, too. You wouldn't believe how many people messed that up, including myself. But that's why I always turn to my husband to make sure he pronounces it correctly. So, anyway, as Kyle said, my name is Cheryl Echevarria, and I own and operate Echevarria Travel since 2008. And just to say, Echevarria Travel is me, and I am Echevarria Travel, which means I started Echevarria Travel out of a need for myself. I've been a type 1 diabetic since the age of 13, and over the years I became legally blind. I went into renal failure, and now I'm 12 years post-kidney transplant. I wanted to travel again once I was able to, had all the training, offer dialysis with my friends and family again, but there were no travel agents that understood my needs, my disabilities, and today there are many travel agents that don't think outside the box. They think of somebody being disabled and they're like, I don't want to go there. So I'm one of a handful of travel agents that do specialize in this area. And there's a whole realm of people, and I say special requirements. I don't say special needs. I don't say disabilities, because disability is just a mindset, and you can do anything you want with. Again, we have connections to the vendors that we can trust. Connections to Travel Agent Advisory Board myself, so I know who to reach out to, such as CEOs and Vice President of Sales. If I have a problem, I go to them, and they go to their reps to make sure it doesn't happen again. I have a little story here of exactly what I do and who I've helped in the past. This client traveled actually with us back in 2014. The husband called me up. He wanted to plan a very special anniversary trip to Walt Disney World for him and his wife. He was going to present the trip to her for Christmas. Yay! I was surprised like that myself. And to travel on her birthday in April, so this was a large task at hand. He had just gone through gastric bypass surgery, so he had issues with food. He couldn't eat a lot. He had a special dietary need, and his wife of 10 years was totally blind. So we had to make sure when we set them that the food he could eat and the activities that they did was accessible. And let me tell you this, from working with him and her, they had nothing no barriers at all. They wanted to do what they wanted to do, and we made sure that it happened. Not only did, of course, they go to Walt Disney World, but they also went to Universal, SeaWorld, and Busch Gardens. So it was 2 weeks of craziness and fun, and I wish I could do everything that they did because I am not as adventurous as they did. But to let you, a couple of things that they did, they went parasailing over by the Contemporary Resort. They did the wild animal track over at Animal Kingdom, which is you're strapped to all these safety harnesses and you walk across ropes, you walk around over hippopotamuses and crocodiles and directly up close. If you've ever been on the Kilimanjaro safari, you know that you're in one of these trucks and you can just wave at the animals. They were actually up close with them and touching and feeling it, feeding the animals. We also sent them way ahead of time the restaurants that can service them, as well as the menus, and I gave them the contacts of everybody with the food services at Walt Disney World. Some other things that they did is they did all the animal trainers for the day at every one of the parks, including the dolphin trainer for the day over at Discovery Cove. Prior to him, they were recommended by a client that we had serviced a couple of months prior. Very good friends with each other. They had gone on a cruise to Mexico. She got hurt, she broke her leg in Mexico, and we had to get her to a hospital. And she had to stay there a couple of days, and the husband actually had to take the cruise home because their daughter was here in Florida with the grandparents. So I had to make sure that she was in the hospital, she was well taken care of. We got her a nurse, we traveled back to Pennsylvania with her, and they were so happy, even though they had to cut their trip short, everything was taken care of, and they recommended this client to us. So we're very happy and we're very proud when we're able to do that for our clients. Great referrals for us. Veterans, Kiwanis, Lions Club, Rotary Clubs, individuals with special food requirements, people with mobility disabilities, families that want to travel together, very large groups because they have multiple issues when they travel, couples looking for honeymoons and anniversary ideas, destination weddings. Who is not a good referral for us is people that only want to chat via email or social media, price shoppers. I mean, we know everybody's going to go on the internet anyway, and we all know that the internet is true, and the internet never lies. We're going to the big box stores, and unfortunately, those big box stores are not travel agents. They're just reading off the internet of what's there. People not understand the benefits of working with a travel agent. They think we're all dead and buried and not working from home. And people who have no time to explain what they want. I mean, if you're going on a trip, I mean, back in the day when I was younger, families saved up to travel a year in advance. I mean, travel is a luxury. We offer luxury travel if somebody wants it, but it's still a luxury to travel with your friends and family. Key phrases to listen for: I'm overworked and need a vacation. I don't know where I can go. On vacation that the whole family will enjoy. Traveling with special needs or requirements is very difficult. Or I'm afraid to travel because of my dietary restrictions. In summary, we get very passionate about what we do. Even if I'm not doing it, I love hearing that they did. It brings teeth to our eyes. We're very proud of them. And Nelson and I feel like we're making a difference in people's lives because I advocate for this as well. I'm an advocator. I'm with many organizations that fight for rights for the blind and disabled, and I would love to do a one-on-one with you to explain more of what I do. So Cheryl Echevarria, Echevarria Travel, your travel agent on the group.
You rocked it.
Thank you.
Well done.